Tomorrow, we're wrapping filming on Cars Christmas Chaos, the Christmas movie that my friend and I have been making together for the channel for the last few weeks. I've really enjoyed making it, and so has he, and as a way of saying thank you to him for making the movie with me, I actually went out to Target today and I bought him a Road Trip Mater diecast. He's voicing Mater in the movie alongside several other characters, and he's absolutely loved doing it, so I thought it would be fun to get him his first ever Cars diecast. I hope he likes the bag I got for him, though. It's pretty rare to find a diecast car that isn't a Disney Cars diecast that is in 1/55 scale, since most toy cars are in 1/64 scale, the scale of Hot Wheels, Matchbox, and several others. Because of this, I never find myself using other toy lines to make Cars customs, with the exception being for monster trucks. Monster trucks in the Cars diecast line are few and far between, and are all really, really expensive online, so whenever I need a new monster truck from Cars Adventures, I'll go out and pick up a Monster Jam or Hot Wheels monster truck, and since the bases of the cars are so big, it's harder to tell that they aren't fully in scale with the Cars diecast. I always love using monster trucks in my series. It's always so much fun. It started way back in 2017 with the character Extreme, who was made out of this large-scale Hot Wheels monster truck that I repainted because I thought he scaled pretty well with Cars diecast, since he's much larger than a typical Hot Wheels. As the years have gone on, I've introduced more and more monster truck characters, with some of them being Hot Wheels, some of them being Monster Jam, and this guy right here being a very special case. Hello everybody, and welcome back to 25 Days of Suggestions 2024. Today, I'm very excited to be taking a look at Ken Aida from Cars Adventures, a suggestion from Louie the Cat. Thank you so much for your suggestion, as always. Now, before we take a look at this guy right here, and I give you guys some backstory on his creation, we of course have to open up today in the Mini Racers Advent Calendar. Oh, okay, this is pretty obvious what this is gonna be. Just going off of this shape, it's pretty clearly Cruise. No, I'm just kidding, it's the cone. It's gonna be the cozy cone, obviously. Oh, come on. Dear Mattel, for 2025, please make better doors. Yep, there it is. All right, this is the exact same as it was last year, except now the Cozy Cone logo is in red and green. I didn't realize we'd be getting this today, so I don't have the old cone with me right now, but I'll do a comparison tomorrow. It's just the same with a different sticker for the sign. That's how it has been for all of these buildings this year. Looks like over the next few days we will be completing our tree setup with the track piece that goes under it, as well as the wreath and piston cup, which were actually in separate days last year, despite both being quite small pieces. So quite a bit left to go to make that tree setup complete. But it is cool to get the final building. Crazy because first off, it's crazy that it's a week left until Christmas, but it's also crazy that we have the last building a week, with a week left still. I've talked about this in a few videos before during this season of 25 days, during this year of 25 days, and I think I'll talk about it more in one of the final episodes, but I feel like the Advent Calendar this year and last year have both been really poorly balanced with the order of items, I think. I know I mentioned that in an earlier episode, and like I said, I'll go into more detail later. I think it's kind of poorly placed, the order. Anyway, moving on to today's review. This is a toy car that my sister got me when she was visiting Canada. Last summer, she and her friends went on vacation to Canada, and she looked everywhere for cars for me to see if they had anything that wasn't being sold here. She didn't find any, so she just bought me this funny little novelty toy car with Canada logos all over it. At the time, I was doing a Cars Adventures Monster Truck season, Lap 3 Season 2, so I decided to incorporate him towards the very end. You only see him in one episode. I think it's episode 23 of this season, maybe? Whatever episode that final Monster Truck race is in, that's where you see this guy. So yeah, he's actually made of metal, which is pretty surprising. He has rubber tires, and if you can hear that, he actually has a feature, a little play feature, kind of a pullback feature. Not your typical pullback action where you rev it up and release. Here, ooh, can't go that way. Here, there we go. Yeah, if you just drive him forward, he'll go on his own, which is pretty nice. I've definitely seen a lot of toy cars use this over the years. Definitely lesser used than the classic pullback and release, but still a pretty fun one. And he does go pretty fast, which is pretty neat. Now, I chose to use this in Cars Adventures because it does actually scale pretty well with Cars diecast, especially monster trucks in the Cars diecast line. It is a bit too large, but I mean, I think that's perfectly fine. Extreme is huge and it works, you know? I think if it's a monster truck, like I said at the start of the review, I think scale matters a whole lot less. Monster trucks come in all shapes and sizes, and with those big wheels, like I said, it's easy to disguise that the scale isn't 100% consistent. I think that it looks pretty good next to my other monster truck customs, and I was really excited to see somebody suggest this because it's such an obscure custom. It's literally in one episode. You know, it didn't have like character development or plot relevance. It was just in one episode. I didn't announce that I was making it. I just showed it off when that episode was out. It was actually kind of a rush job. I didn't have much time to make the episode he appeared in because I released 4 Cars Adventures episodes as part of a special event that day, and I remembered kind of last minute, like, oh yeah, I wanted to use this monster truck this season, so I very quickly painted some eyes on there. He actually didn't even have black dots in his eyes. Whenever I do a custom, I will do a circle of color, then a black dot, and then a little white or silver dot for eye shine, and yeah, he just had a brown circle for his pupils. So before this review, I actually went back and I added in the black dot just so that he looked a little bit better. He doesn't have the white dot yet, but I think I'll probably add that later. Another thing I really want to do, I want to color in those headlights. Now you may have noticed that he actually doesn't have a mouth, and I made that intentional because I kind of envisioned this little black part here as his mouth. This is just a part used in the assembly of the car, but as soon as I got it, even before I painted eyes on it, that looked like a mouth to me. So I decided that I would have this be the character's mouth instead of painting on a mouth up here. I feel like that would make it look a little redundant because you just have this black piece down here, which works perfectly fine as a mouth in my opinion. Maybe I could also paint a grill on him. When you see Ken Aida in Cars Adventures again, I'm sure you'll see a few additional details on him. He's got a Canadian maple leaf here. All of these details are just what came on the car. I didn't even repaint him. You know, he's just the same old shade of red. I literally only added the eyes. That's the only customizing that I did. His name, Ken Aida, is obviously a play on Canada. He's full of Canada logos everywhere. Really stupid design, if I'm being honest. It literally just says Canada, like nothing else. Like you couldn't be like, oh, Canada monster truck team. No, it's just Canada, 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 leaf, leaf, Canadian flag with the leaf. Nothing going on the back. Another place where I could definitely add to him. Nothing going on this side either, except Canada again. I really like the coloring on the wheels. Not very consistent with the rest of him, but definitely looks pretty cool. Of course, again, we got that nice play feature. And on the base, you can see I actually didn't remove the little price tag sticker. My sister paid $12. Wow, I know it's Canadian, and Canadian money is different than American money, but not gonna lie, it's kind of a ripoff. It is not the greatest thing ever made, obviously, but it is a surprisingly good quality. Like, this thing isn't going to fall apart. This part is made of metal. You can see it is a little flexible and bendy, but I would expect this to be the cheapest possible material. It's not. It's decent quality, but it's just a little souvenir knickknack. I'm glad I repainted it. I'm glad my sister got it for me. It was just a funny little thing. You know, I make jokes about Canada all the time, so I think it's funny that she just bought me a monster truck with Canada written all over it. Shout out my Canadian fans. Let me know what your thoughts on this guy are. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you once again, Louie the Cat, for the suggestion. Always love taking unique suggestions like this. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 19. Wow, less than a week starting tomorrow. Bye now.